Okay, as it is 6:30, we will call the May 11th general meeting to order. If we could please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag
United States of America,
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if we could have roll call, please.
Trustee Jeans?
Here.
Trustee Brannigan?
Here.
Trustee Riley? Don't hear him. Trustee Woods?
Here.
Supervisor Schuman?
Here.
Okay, quorum. Absent Trustee Riley at this time.
Okay, and if everybody has had time to review the minutes of the general meeting dated April 6th, 2020, motion would be in order for acceptance of those minutes.
So moved. Jeans.
Second, Brannigan.
Trustee Jean, seconded by Trustee Brannigan. Any further discussion? Any questions? Having none, if we could please have roll call.
Trustee Woods?
Yes.
Trustee Brannigan?
Yes.
Trustee Jeans?
Yes.
Supervisor Schuman?
Yes.
Ayes have it. Motion carried 4-0.
Okay, thank you for that. Special presentations and communications, we have none this evening. Reports of officials. Even though the township does have a policy in place of sexual harassment in the workplace, there is going to be a state mandate for sexual harassment training for employees that will need to be done during the course of this year for people. So having that been said, we will plan to look further into how that is going to happen in terms of it's an online thing. Jane, I think you saw something on that also with training.
Yes, there is. It has to be done by December 31st. And yes, they will tell us how to do the training. They will give us any help we need. And yeah, it can be done online. Or we can make up our own, but it's probably easier to follow theirs.
Right. So it's not, it's just something for the board's consideration to know that moving forward, it will be something I'll be working on to set up for everybody that needs to be certified with it. Any questions, any discussion?
Also, Colleen, it also includes part-time people. So it's all employees, also part-timers.
Okay. Okay. If there are no other questions, Clerk Nolan? You're
Okay.
up.
Thank you. For the first thing, for the dates for the public hearings at this time, I cannot really, can't really discuss that because of the governor's his directive. We're just waiting to see what's going to be happening. So right now we can't exactly talk about that. Possibly a different meeting, so we can just go on by that one. The second thing is items from the virtual town hall. Again, I'm waiting for Township of Cook County. They would like us to do this because they have, for people who are listening, the town hall was going to be in September, but it's been canceled. They'd like us to do all the townships to do something virtually, but they promised they would give us some ideas because it's not that easy just to get an idea to go get something virtually. Because of the size of our township, some of them are much bigger and they have, different ways. So when I hear that, which I've asked, I will let the board know. Now, if anybody has any more ideas, we could talk about them now.
Okay, I did inform Alicia that that Township Day had been canceled due to the moving forward of COVID-19. So she was going to notify. Some of the vendors had already started reaching out to us, finding out, knowing our space is kind of limited. They figured that it probably would be a no-go this year. So she was going to continue to advise them moving forward that we would not be doing TOCC Township Day this year.
For anybody listening, last year was the first time we did this. And we had a health fair and it was very, very successful. and it worked out very well. So of course, we were planning to do this again, but then when all this happened, everybody's plans for everything collapsed. And we just have to wait, it's better that we wait, so we're okay. And we can do it, next year. So that's all that I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Any questions for Clerk Nolan at this time from the board? Okay. Attorney's report?
And there's no attorney's report this evening, Madam Supervisor.
Okay, thank you very much, Attorney Peck. Reports of standing committees, finance and administration. Trustee Woods?
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. We have both the Town Fund and the General Assistance Fund tentative budgets completed. I am still working on the road district budget, and that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, policy and personnel. Again, that kind of ties in with our sexual harassment training. I have no further issue with that, except that we will be planning that moving forward. Technology, automation, and information. Trustee Riley, unless he has joined us, is absent this evening. Did anybody have anything that Trustee Riley had mentioned?
No.
No.
Okay,
Nope.
having done, very grand. Buildings and grounds, Trustee Jeans.
What I have, Madam Supervisor, everything is on hold because of, not coming into the township office. So I've got somebody coming to look at the lights again to see if it can save us some money. And again, I held that off. I changed the appointment again. And for the video cameras, we're waiting on that too. But as soon as we get word where we can go back to somewhat normal life, I will work on that.
Okay,
But that's the end of my report. Thank you.
okay, thank you for such. Public services and health, Trustee Brannigan.
No report this evening, thanks.
Thank you. Any unfinished business before the board? Any new business before the board?
Nope.
Okay, at this time, we will have citizens wishing to address the board. You will have 2 minutes. If you wish to speak, please, as noted in your iPad or computers, whatever you're on, to raise your hand, and you will have 2 minutes to speak, and then we will move on to the next speaker.
Madam Supervisor, you have Mark Cooner. You are unmuted. Hold on. You are unmuted, Mark.
Yeah, I'm calling on the board to take some action to get around finally for the resignation of Sharon Brannigan. He has now been involved with these Reopen Illinois protests, certainly disgusting as a member of a health committee, that the board needs to censure her immediately and take steps to get her to resign. This is completely outrageous that not only has she shown us what she thinks of the Muslims and Arabs in the community, but now she's also hanging out with people with swastikas who are putting up signs with mottos from Nazi death camps, carrying Confederate flags. This is absolutely disgusting and repulsive, and this board needs to take action to deal with this terrible, terrible situation. I don't know how this has taken so long with you folks. It's absolutely disgusting. And if you could answer a question, I want to find out, when are you going to take action about censuring Sharon Brannigan? So my 2 minutes is still going, and I'm still waiting for an answer that this board needs to take action to censure Sharon Brannigan.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any other comment?
Yes, that.
Next, we have Bob Franklin. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I would like to follow up on what Mark just said. I have a question for the township. How many positive cases of COVID-19 has there been in the township? Since there's no public health report, I just wanted to know if you could give me that information.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
How many people have tested positive for coronavirus that are residents of Palos Township? It's a pretty straightforward question.
This is not a question and answer period, is it?
No, it is. No, it is not. It's
Okay, so you have that's fine. Then I'll reclaim my time then. So you have no public report on the state of the public health in the township, since apparently you all don't know, and Sharon Brannigan clearly is too busy supporting Nazi rallies to do her job. There's been 677 positive cases of the coronavirus in Palos Township, according to the Illinois Department of Health, who track it. And as people who live and work in the township, we should be able to know what you all are doing to protect people in the township from this pandemic. It's not enough to sit and do 2-minute Zoom meetings and give zero updates on public health in the township. We have over 677 positive cases. There are 0 testing sites listed on the Illinois Department of Public Health website in the zip codes that are covered by the Palos Township. What are we doing to protect the people who live in Palos Township? Instead, you have Trustee Brannigan supporting the Reopen Illinois rally, in which someone is there holding our Arbeit frei on a poster, which was on one of the Nazi death camps. And so maybe you all can do something to protect the members and the citizens and those who live in Palos Township by giving us information about public health affecting us, instead of supporting.
Okay, 2 minutes is up. Okay. Next one we have is Sarah Omar, unmuted.
Hi, my name is Sara. I am honestly really concerned about the direction of the township. The trustees have polarized and made every issue a bipartisan issue, sometimes doing things just to piss off the protesters. You all refuse to condemn a racist amongst you. You call the cops on us and have us arrested. You allow Sharon's drunk husband and Herb Schumann to verbally and physically assault us. And now Sharon, your public health trustee, doesn't have updates and is encouraging people to ignore all healthcare experts' advice and go out and protest a necessary lockdown that is important for all citizens to survive this pandemic. You all, as a board, should be ashamed of yourselves.
Jane, could you please mark for the record that none of this is true? Thanks.
Oh, yes, okay, oh, you'll have to talk to me later.
It is true. There's evidence of all of it.
I don't know how we have Sharon Brannigan raising a hand.
I think it's Shannon.
Oh, Shannon Brannigan, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah.
Is this who this person is? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, but they're still unmuted, so.
Is that someone called Shannon Brannigan or just noise?
Somebody named Shannon Brannigan.
Playing something says not Nazis go home. Thank you.
Is it?
What in fact all we are doing is standing up for our rights.
That was Deep Purple, a song called Lazy, because Lane talked about being lazy. And as one Brenner would say, get it? We got it.
Does Shannon Brannigan have anything?
I've heard nothing but something in the background.
Well, I'll leave this person unmuted for another 20 seconds.
Okay.
And the 2 minutes is up. Next, you have Nadia. You're unmuted.
There are 1.3 million confirmed cases in the U.S. related to coronavirus and almost 80,000 deaths. In Illinois, there are 77,000 confirmed cases and 3,000 deaths. We all deserve protection from the coronavirus, which is now our nation's second leading cause of death. We must cooperate and make sacrifices because our health is important. Sharon decided to recently support the Reopen Illinois rally. If she didn't know yet, every other country who has entered lockdown did it because it literally stops more people dying. Anti-quarantine protests can make the COVID-19 storm stronger and more destructive over time, and the fact that she is in charge of public health and not only loves to encourage racist and discriminatory behavior towards a group of people, but now she wants to open up Illinois, which we have a high number of cases and deaths already, so opening it up would increase these numbers, like, make it make sense. Her encouragement for protests are insensitive to those families who have had family members pass away from this virus or those with the virus currently. She's insensitive to those on the front line, especially the nurses who are being called to jeopardize their own health and safety and who have to wear a surgical mask their whole shift. Quarantine is not taking your civil liberties away, but in fact, protecting you from a global pandemic. You should not be in a position where you are in charge of public health, nor in a place where you represent the people. Meaning, you need to be resigned, period.
Okay, thank you. The next person we have is person number one. You're unmuted.
Yes, hello, my name is Ragged. Sorry to change my name. I just want to tell you it has been, I'm going to echo all the other people saying, we've been here for 2 years and you guys claim you are not racist, but yet you have little to prove and show us your non-racism. You don't know anything going on in your community. All you could do is just get a board together, sit around and mock everybody and make fun of everyone. You can't even answer simple questions. Why are you a board? Where is the proof that you are competent to be a board? We need the proof that you can be competent to be a board. We need answers. You are not responding with answers. You're shutting us out. You're ignoring our requests. You're ignoring our answers. You're proving your racism, and you continue to prove your racism. There needs to come to an end to this.
Okay. The next person we have is Nanya. You're unmuted.
Oh, am I heard?
Yes, you are.
All right. I just want to say, I want to repeat everything that everyone has said. This township is very incompetent and it's very racist. And it's very racist of you, Brannigan, to ask and to push people to go to the Reopen Illinois rally. You know what? You know why it's a racist? Because COVID is affecting Black people more on a much larger scale than any other race, and that's why you don't care, and that's why you want the economy to be reopened. That's why again and again and again you're proving yourself to be a racist again and again and again. And you know what? I don't even think you mind if people died, because you're gonna go ahead and sell their families flowers from your stupid flower shop. You're incompetent, and you're nothing but a sheep, Brannigan. And all the trustees, you've been doing nothing during coronavirus for anybody. You have been doing absolutely nothing. 600 plus cases in the township. Why aren't you opening test sites? Why aren't you giving food? and any assistance for people who need to file for unemployment, for people who are hungry, for people who are stuck at home and can't go work. You have not done anything. You know what? Because you're just as racist as Brannigan. You're just as incompetent as Brannigan. And all of you must go one by one. All of you must resign, and all of you must never, ever again run for a seat, because you're going to be as incompetent as you were at this township. You're never going to be good at being a politician. And guess what? We're going to go after you guys no matter where you end up. Whether it's a review board race or any type of race, you're going to run in. We're going to be there, and we're gonna protest you everywhere you go. You're everywhere you look, you're going to see protesters protesting you and calling you out for your incompetency and for your racism. All you care about is yourselves.
Okay, 2 minutes is up. The next person we have is Omar. Omar, you are unmuted.
Following up on the Open Mic Act question, I just want to say one thing to the township. You can try every tactic in the book to silence us and discriminate against us. You can try your best to stop us from attending your 3-minute meetings, but guess what? We will still come back. We will still show up at your in-person meetings or your Zoom meetings, even if you hire security members who have a history of misconduct. Even if Herb Truman and Michael Brannigan want to verbally and physically assault us, even if you bring hate groups to try to scare us, we will still show up, chant, and disrupt your meetings, because you have proved to everyone that you are never willing to improve and are never willing to listen. And also to Brannigan, like how you have no fucking reports in the middle of a pandemic.
No swear words, guy.
A personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes.
For any future speakers, we do need to abstain from any profanity. Thank you. Brent, do you have the next speaker?
English.
Trustee Woods, do we have the next speaker?
Samia, you're unmuted.
During these times of crisis, this board, and specifically Brannigan, have further demonstrated how they do not truly care about the people who live here. It is not only the innocent Arabs and Muslims in Palos that she ignores and retaliates against, but now it is every single person that lives here. By advocating for reopening Illinois, you put each and every life at serious risk. By going against the mandates for quarantine, Ms. Brannigan especially proves that she does not truly have the public's health in mind. How can she be in charge of public health when she works towards sickening more people? How can she knowingly put our health at risk and do so in the name of her want to go around and infect more people? The threat of serious illness and death is imminent and real, and it is here, and it will only worsen with each movement to reopen, things that she openly supports. So really, Brannigan, do you care about your will to walk into businesses as you please, or do you care about human lives? If you reopen now, we will never reach a point where we can return to a sense of normalcy, and less of your people will actually be around to experience it. How can this be someone in charge of public health? You must do something, anything, to help during these times of crisis. You need to think about what you can do for the people that you represent, because right now, it looks like nothing. Show us that you care. Show us that you have been elected for a reason, and then you can actually help when your people need it the most.
Thank you. Okay, I apologize to Amira. I'm going to unmute Amira next. Nobody heard. I was muted when I was calling their name. So Amira, go ahead. You're unmuted.
I have a question for the clerk. According to the Illinois law, what is the procedure for scheduling a meeting?
What do you mean, what is the procedure?
What is the procedure? I asked a simple question.
Scheduling a meeting anywhere?
For the township. I mean, we're not talking about anywhere.
The meetings are set up. We do it each end of December, beginning of January each year. We set up the meeting dates. We have to send those to the newspapers who ask for that. And we have to do that ahead. We just don't set them up each month. They're done a year in advance.
Okay, I'd like to finish my 2 minutes, thanks. Because it seems like you violated the Open Meetings Act once again. According to Illinois law, the township must put a confirmed meeting time and day outside of the township building about the meeting no less than 48 hours before the time of the meeting. We checked out the township, please let me finish, it's my 2 minutes. Township building bulletin board, an online website yesterday, which is less than 48 hours, and you still did not have anything posted on the window. You didn't post anything online until this morning. Why is that? Why are you continuing to violate the Open Meetings Act? And one more thing, this is my time, I get to speak. There's people in the chat. There's people in the chat that want to speak and they don't know how to raise their hand. So please make sure you check the chat. Now you can answer the question.
Ma'am, it was posted on our board. We have a board outside the township, right outside there. It was posted by me sometime around 1 o'clock on Saturday. It didn't have to be posted till 6:30, so I'm fine. As far as the website, I can't answer. I'm sure it was on there.
Well, it wasn't.
Well, I don't know where you're looking, but I posted it myself.
We're looking at the website, so.
Thank you for the clarification, Jane.
Okay.
Okay, the next person we have is Mohammed. You're unmuted, Mohammed.
You know, this is sad that you have people trying to talk to you and trying to express their feelings about the people that live in the township, the people that own the township, the people that pay taxes in the township, the people that build this township, the people that are hospital workers and doctors and nurses and teachers and lawyers and they're everything in this community. They're the ones who built this community. Yet instead of listening to their problems and try to come up with a resolution and resigning, yet you mute them and you set up some times that where you don't want anybody involved in these meetings. You hire security and pigs that will stand over there and try to escort people out and get them arrested. We don't care. No matter what happens, we don't care. I'm speaking as a U.S. citizen, an employee at the U.S. Department of Labor, a federal agent that is working in the United States of America, that lives in this township, that is looking every day on the township's board meetings, and every time I'm looking at the website, there is something sad that's posted over there, and yet instead of coming up with a solution to get rid of the bad apples that you have in the board meeting, which is everybody basically, you know, you're sitting over there and you started muting people. Okay, next person. Okay, next person. Okay, this is all I've been hearing since the beginning of the meeting. You haven't apologized to anybody. You haven't said we will look into something. You haven't said that we'll come up with something. All you do is say, okay, next person. Okay, or you play music in the background. And this is awfully sad that this is coming from government officials. But what I think we should come up to the next step is file this lawsuit against the whole township. And we're gonna get rid of you. We will get rid of you, whether if it was protesting, whether if we were talking, we will not stop talking, but we will get rid of you one way or another. We will get rid of you. We're not gonna waste our tax money on pigs like you that's sitting in the board and that's gonna have to continue and
Thank you. The 2 minutes is up. Steve is the next person. Steve, go ahead.
As public servants, your number one priority should be the safety and protection of your constituents. If you have board members that are jeopardizing people's lives because they want hair salons and coffee shops open, then it's obvious that this board does not understand health equity or collective responsibility. The fact that you have a member directly attacking a marginalized community proves that this board is supporting a system built on racism, disenfranchisement, and oppression. This board has racialized public and civil service and has caused inefficiencies in all of Palos' sectors. It's time for all of you to resign.
Okay, we have next Tammy Giorgio.
Hello, I have two questions. The first one is for Sharon, who is listed on the website as the chairman of public services for the Palos Township. How is it that you do not have a report this evening? And we have over 600 people in the township who have confirmed cases of COVID-19. Have you talked to the Illinois Department of Health? Have you worked out a plan? Have you requested testing sites? Have you requested help? Have you collected food for families who may be out of work? Have you done anything to help the township? Anything at all? My next question is for Jane. Jane, I personally went to the township yesterday afternoon and took pictures time-stamped of all the windows, and there was nothing on the windows or doors notifying of today's meeting. Nothing.
Excuse, can I speak? Tammy,
Yes,
I
please
put
do.
it up there unless somebody opened it up and took it out. I put it up there on Saturday.
Jane, I think, no. I think the clarification is such for everybody to know. Meeting notices are not placed on the window. There is a locked box to the left of the door where all papers of notification go.
Right.
It is not the window or the door. It is the locked box on the right. Well, depends upon where you're standing. If you're looking at the front door, the box is to the left, attached to the building.
Yes, it was in, that's where I put
That's where all notices are posted.
for the meetings.
For the meetings, yes.
Meetings, yes. I mean, there's some notices on the, Tammy, there's some notices on the doors, but that's about how to call in and things like that if you want to talk to somebody because the township is closed. But I put it up Saturday, and like I said, unless somebody came and took it away, which I highly doubt, it's up there for today. That's what, you know.
Okay, next speaker we have is Niriman. Go ahead. Niriman? Taha.
He's not unmuted.
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm trying to unmute. Let me unmute. There he is. Niriman, go ahead.
I think you heard this question previously from other speakers. I think I am shocked. I am stunned by the fact that as a board, you're representing 7 cities in total and no public health report. I am completely stunned. Our taxes are, so what kind of board is this that has no representation, has no clue? Tammy has asked the same question. No food pantry to your families, no public health services, no resources provided. How do you say that your board, how do you say that you're representing 7 cities and villages? I mean, have self-respect and just resign. I mean, what kind of work, you're not efficient, you're not productive, you have no clue what's happening in your local communities. It's a shame. We want decent, ethical, hardworking representatives, and obviously you're not.
I will, because I have heard the question several times and I have been up here at the township. Don't know where the misinformation is coming about the food pantry. We have helped an inordinate amount of people since the COVID-19 began. So if anybody that lives within Palos Township is in need of food, they have received it. So I'm not sure quite where that misinformation is coming from. We have responded to every person that has called and requested food above and beyond what we normally have done. And I have been here personally to see the people come and receive it. We have not only helped the people, they have had their pets being taken care of. We have had our building open for STAG students to come and drop off food for our food pantry, and we have had that going on. So the misinformation, unfortunately, is wrong. Thank you.
Okay, the next person we have is Bayou.
No, thank you. You know, in the past 2.5 years, we've been dealing with Brannigan's racism, her hate speech, and her fairly open Islamophobia. We've also been dealing with her weak explanations of being constantly misunderstood. Every time something racist comes out, she claims people are misunderstanding her. We have also, in that 2.5 years, seen who exactly supports her. We have local Palos area haters. We have Act for America, a nationally recognized hate group that she went to and invited to the meetings, as well as telling everybody on the board that she was inviting them to the meetings to support her. And of course, last but not least, we have Nazis like Arthur Jones, her friend, who came to support her on more than one occasion. Now, is it just a coincidence that anything that Brannigan is associated with just happens to attract racists, white supremacists, and Nazis like Arthur Jones? As a number of people have mentioned, you had that silly Liberate My State protest where all of these Trump followers were ordered by Trump to go out and protest. So they endangered first responders by standing out there unmasked so they could prove whatever they thought they were proving. The fact of the matter is, over 84% of Americans support the self-quarantine, including a majority of Republicans. These clowns are really the fringe of the fringe. And it is really ironic, but not surprising, that somebody like Brannigan, the health committee person, would be out there supporting something that has the potential, the strong potential, to endanger everyone else's health.
Thank you. That's 2 minutes. The next speaker we have is Nick Salos. Nick.
Hey everyone, I just have a few questions for Supervisor Schuman. Earlier, someone was speaking, asking about different questions, and somebody interrupted. I don't know who it was from you guys, from the trustees, who interrupted and asked you if this was a Q&A portion, but you very quickly shut it down and said no. So one question is, when will you ever have a Q&A portion where we, the people who live in this township, can get answers from our elected officials? Because it seems like this has been going on for a year now, I believe, almost 2 years now, and we have yet to get direct answers, the people who voted in those elections. And another question is, you answered the issue of the allegation of you guys not doing anything for food pantry and giving out food. There were also other issues about having test centers for COVID-19 and other stuff. I remember last month I brought up a question to you about needing to sanitize the facility, that the Palos Township facility, and you did explain that you guys were giving out food there, but you guys, there are other issues at hand that people are asking you information on, and specifically, you're saying a bunch of people, you're sounding like Trump. A bunch of people could be 5 people who walked up, or a bunch of people could be 700 people. Give us the numbers and statistics. We want to know that information. You can't just openly say this, plenty of people came. Millions and millions. For all we know, you could have said millions and millions and not even have a clue as to how many people actually came in and actually received food. Chirp, 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 chirp.
Okay, that, Madam Supervisor, the 30-minute period is up.
Okay. Looks like we answered all the hands in any event. I don't see any furthers. All right, any further issues before the board? No executive session to be had. Motion for adjournment would be in order.
So moved.
Trustee Wood, seconded by Trustee Jeans. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned at 7:10 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Please stay safe.